This podcast episode is a part of the series Listening to Canberra Voices. It's called Hard Hats and High Hopes, a lady tradie story, produced at the Faculty of Arts and Design at the University of Canberra in 2025. Welcome to Listening to Canberra Voices. I am Sophie, one of your hosts for today.
I'm James. I'm also be co-hosting as well.
Beautiful. And we are here with a very extremely interesting Canberra voice.
I'm Zali. I'm a plumber.
Yeah, Zali is a female plumber in the trade industry, which is already so interesting to think about because it's a highly male-dominated industry that we rarely see women in trade, and it is awesome to have you here, Zali.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So what got you interested in plumbing, and how did that interest turn into a career?
Well, I guess at Marucci, the school I went to, they had Careers Expo. So I went to that, and my sister's actually an electrician. She, I guess, kind of inspired me to do something else. Like, I didn't necessarily just look to uni and think, oh yeah, I've got to go there. So I went to this Careers Expo, and they had a women in trade kind of ASBA, which was really fun. And then me and two of my other friends were like, let's do it one day off of school a week. Like, this is even better. And so we went and did that, and the whole time, instead of doing one trade, you did a whole rotation. So it was like you did 3 months in one trade and then another until obviously you finished school. So most girls started in year 9 or year 10, but we started in year 11, like end of year 11. So we had about 3 rotations. And so I signed up to that, and I was like, this is pretty cool. It was mostly probably just to get out of school for the day, but it was also cool to because I didn't really have anything I was going to do after school. So I was like, this will be good to get me, I don't know, maybe see what I want to do, because I wasn't doing tertiary. So I was like, we'll see what's out there,
Yeah.
And then I did the first one, which was carpentry, and I was like, I'm not a carpenter. I was like, carpentry's not for me. And then I did electrical, and my sister's a Sparky, so I was like, I don't want to follow exactly in her footsteps. So I was like, maybe I'll do plumbing. So I asked, we were the first lot of girls to do this kind of program. So they were still getting a few companies sub into it, but they couldn't get any plumbers. And so I was like, I want to do plumbing to the lady. And so they tried, but then I finished school by the time. And then when I finished school, they were like, oh, we have a first year apprenticeship. And I was like, may as well throw me in the deep end. Let's go. And then I just started, and I just stayed. It actually kind of fit. All the other ones were good, but this one I was like, I actually really love it. So it was great, yeah.
It's so cool, even that I know you are one of 2 in your family, and both of you are women, and both of you are in the trade industry, which is so unheard of. It's
so great though, because I feel like it was really good as well having my sister Kaya just as a role model in that sense. And I don't know, it really helped in that aspect. I don't know whether I'd be in the industry if it wasn't for someone to look up to, which is, I think, really good to have a lot of females in the industry, because then it inspires a lot of girls.
Yeah, absolutely. Even some girl could listen to this podcast and listen to you loving the trade industry and look into it.
Yeah. My company hosted a lot of the ASBA girls that could say in school now, and they came and they got to work with me, and then they were like, I saw a lot of girls want to do it a lot more. They'd say at their old company there weren't any girls, and then they came to me and they're like, oh, I really like plumbing. This is really cool. And I was like, yeah, you do.
You're inspiring people. That is,
yeah. What can I say?
Yeah. Inspiring Canberra girls. We love to hear it.
Yeah. So you have studied at Marucci College, and also you took the ASBA during high school. What was that experience as a young woman entering such as a male-dominated industry?
Yeah, it was really scary. I'm not going to lie. It was really daunting, especially when they send you off. Your lady that's running it, I guess, she just sends you a phone number and then an address and says, hey, this is kind of the person you're meant to talk to. So I'm 17, and I had to ring this old foreman who's really scary as well. So it was really challenging, but I guess that helps in the future, doing something challenging. But yeah, so I remember my first day, I rocked up to this warehouse, and all there was this really old man. It was just this, and I kind of walked into the workshop and he looked at me, looked away, and I was like, cool.
Did he ask you like why you're here and stuff? Like,
No, like it was just like a worker, and he obviously didn't know I was going in. And then I was like, I'm at the wrong shop. I've stuffed this up. And then a younger like guy who obviously knew that I was meant to be like came out, and then it was all right. But I don't know, it's pretty daunting, especially with the older generation, because I think even with males on site who are young and just started, they still don't really talk to you that much. And then I was drilling the whole day in reverse with my drill and no one told me, so I couldn't. So it was just like really challenging, but I think the more I did it and the more I got more exposure into it, it got a lot easier, but I would say it was pretty challenging.
Following up to that, do you think if there was, say, a woman just like you in that industry on your first day, would you have felt more comfortable? And do you think you may have even picked it up quicker?
Yeah, maybe, I reckon.
Maybe.
Just because, I don't know, it's daunting starting a new job already, let alone being fully male dominant. But yeah, I guess if there was a female there, and I'd be like, oh wow, kind of what I am to the Asba girls. Because when I did see the Asba girls and they'd look all scared, I'd go up and I'd be like, hey, how are you? And you can see them kind of lose a bit of that, oh my God, I'm so panicked look, you know? So I feel like, yeah, it probably would have helped a lot.
Well, can you describe what a typical day on site looks like for you now?
Oh, now?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm real confident now. I run the job now. I guess, so you obviously get there to work, you drive to work, and then you go into there's usually like a signing gate, and you walk in and you'll have like, at work they call it a compound, but it's just kind of where your company puts all your tools or something like that, and you'll all go in there and you'll sign like a sign-in sheet. And then you'll usually wait for the foreman to get in. And then because I'm a tradesman now, I kind of just go off to where I work, and then you'll just work, and then you'll have smoko and lunch. I don't know, it's a lot different now because I'm a tradesman. When you're an apprentice, you more so, or like an earlier apprentice, you'll start with someone and you'll just kind of help them and follow them around and they'll teach you stuff. But now, like say I just go in, I kind of know what I'm doing, so I'll go up to my site to where I need to go and then just work, and then you kind of just work till you do and then go home.
So, how many hours do you work? How many hours?
At the moment, I'm doing 9 hours a day, and then
That must be tiring.
it is so tiring.
9 hours of physical labour as well,
Yeah.
like not sitting at a desk.
Do you get breaks in between?
Yeah, so we stop at 9:30 for smoko, which is a 15-minute break, and then you stop again at 1 o'clock for half an hour. And then I'll work till 4:30.
You smoke it like a break, or you could go smoke?
Oh, no, so smoko is like, I guess, you know, in recess?
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I think you meant go out for a smoke.
No,
like-
I think originally they called it smoko
Okay.
because that's what
Yep.
a lot of tradies did.
Yep.
But I think now it's just like recess. I don't
Yeah.
smoke.
Oh my gosh, so 9 hours and you get 45 minutes of breaks in that.
Yeah.
Are they all paid breaks?
No, so like I think some companies they do, but I think I don't get paid for lunch, so I'll get paid for like smoko, and then lunch it's
Yeah.
like free. Not free. Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, free for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think I get paid for like a tea break.
Yeah,
And,
because I think at my old company I got paid for lunch, which was really good.
oh,
But at this company you don't, which kind of sucks, but that's all right.
this company sounds great.
Oh, I know.
Okay. So, what physical challenges that you face at work, and have you developed any strategies or techniques to manage them?
I guess when I first started, strength was a big physical challenge. You don't think it, but even say taking the stairs, say you work on level 10 and you have kind of a lift operation, but sometimes it takes a long while and you really need to get back up. So you got to do 10 flights of stairs or carrying some things. And I think I got through that because say like as well some men, kind of the older generation as well, say you'll have a tradesman you work with and you have your tools, and obviously you don't have a lot of tools as a first year, so you'll help them carry theirs, but a lot of the older tradesmen might be like, oh, I'll grab the ladder. And I'm like, you wouldn't tell a male first year you'll grab the ladder, like you'll give them. So I think what I did to help me with my strength, because honestly, a lot of it's pretty heavy at the start. I would just be like, no, I'm grabbing it. And I'd be huffing and puffing and sweating, but I'd just push through. And it might have taken me a bit longer, but in the end, now I can grab the stuff and I'm all muscly and I'm like, yeah, just leave it. And a lot of the time, I think males also, they really, like, they'll open a door for you. They'll just be like, oh, don't grab that. Or even people not even in my company, I'll go to pick up something that I can pick up, but it's something heavy. And then someone from a chippy would be like, oh, wait, don't grab that. I'll grab that. And I'm like, oh, I can grab this. Thank you very much. And I think it's just like what I learned is just being determined and being like, no, it's okay. I can do this, you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And that was pretty difficult because you see a lot of girls that start off now and obviously they're quite smaller and then they'll let them grab it. And sometimes I'm like, I know you need some help sometimes. Like, don't just grab something you can't carry, but they'll let them just grab the whole thing. I'm like, you do half with them so you can build up the strength.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a big one I had to learn.
Yeah, that's really good advice.
And it's really hard to be like, oh, yeah, I'll just push through with that when you're like, oh, just grab it for me.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I can imagine day one I'd be like,
Can you just
hold
help?
my lunchbox as well.
Literally.
Well, that actually does follow up into another question I wanted to ask, which was, have you ever had to prove yourself more than your male counterparts? And if so, how did you handle it?
I think like that, as well as, I don't know, just with my company, I've been pretty good. I've had to still prove myself as any apprentice kind of would, and you're like a good worker, like at any job, you know, that sort of thing. You don't go on your phone and you actually listen and all that. But I think also with other companies or builders, they won't really believe you can do it until you actually just start doing it. So I guess having the support of your own company is pretty good. I had a really good foreman that would be like, no, she can do it, or he would give me jobs, whereas I found other foremans might have been like, oh, I'll give this job to you, go help him. Would station me with someone, whereas I knew one of the other people at my same level, but he was a male, he would get given the jobs to go alone. Or shoveling. They wouldn't let me go out and shovel a job, but they'd give it to the other dude. And I was like, come on, I'm here to work. Like, I'm not here to be coddled, you know? I think sometimes that can happen. Yeah. But I think if you just kept telling them, I can do it, you know, don't treat me like a boy sometimes, you know? Yeah. I think some males just need to hear that. They're like, oh, she's not my wife. She'll actually shovel. This is random.
That is so interesting because now you've said it, I get it. Like,
yeah.
And even saying men will always be chivalrous and always offer to help bring stuff up. You're like, thank you, but I don't want that.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's the fact of some men will do that with other apprentices, which is fine because you're like, yeah, it's even then. But just the men that would make everyone else do it except you because you're a female. I'm just going to get offended. I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're making it worse for me in the long run, you know?
Yeah, like it's a nice gesture, but it's really not asked for.
My apprenticeship's 4 years. Like, I've got 4 years to learn how to do everything by myself. So once I'm a tradesman, I don't have to have these people around, you know? So I think it's just better, like, obviously have guidance, but chuck them in the deep end, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. It's cool that you can teach that to the younger generation as well.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, I've got an apprentice under me at the minute, like the boss's daughter.
Oh my
and
gosh.
like, she came up to me because I got hired. He'd never hired like a girl at this new company. And he came up to me and he was like, on her first day, and was like, oh, the only reason I could start is because Dad hired you and he thought like now would be a good time for you to get started. And I was like, stop it. And she gets paired with me, which is good. Because sometimes I think she will be like, oh, can you just carry this for me? I'm like, no, you carry that right now. You've got to learn this strength, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like started going to the gym and I'm like, yep. You'll get my muscle soon.
Yeah, that is so cool. But nice, Ali. such an inspiration.
So I'm really intrigued about what is the culture like on site, and have you got any like colleagues who support you, or has it been more like a mixed experience on site?
I think very mixed, and it also just depends because obviously I go to a couple different sites throughout my apprenticeship. I've been to a few, and it can be very mixed. There's some older dudes who are like, oh, I love this. I can't wait for my daughter to see people like this. And then there's obviously some old men who just think, I don't know, they don't say it to you directly, but you kind of get the little hint that they're not fully supportive of you. But no one straight out said it to my face. But there's been a couple experiences from different trades where I'll be working on something and this fire dude came in once and he was like, oh, do you want me to help you with that? And I was like, what do you mean? I can do this by myself. And then he thought I was a man. And no, because he walked into my unit and he saw me working on something and he walked out and I'd left and I'd come back and I had my hood on. And then he didn't see that it was me and he thought I was a man from the back of me. And then he walked in and he's like, oh, so they got a man to do the job. And I looked back at him and he was like, and I was like, yeah, walk out. I was like, well, yeah. And just little things like that where some of the older generation, you're like, this isn't okay, you know. I think after that, he kind of just avoided me. Like if it had gotten any worse, you could report that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never had any situations where it's been really bad, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. But some old men.
No, absolutely. And it's cool because like I can see that even you know that's just an older generation and that's old thinking and that's not what society was progressing into, which kind of is that what keeps you motivated on tougher days?
Yeah, well, I guess you obviously know that some, like majority of people do change and get with the kind of the program, but a lot of people find it hard to change. And I don't know, when they are in a comfortable environment, they'll just say what they think. So I think sometimes, oh, that's the person. It's got nothing to do with me. It's more just them. So I think that really helps a lot. And also having just a company where I'm supported.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time it's just not in the company I'm with. It's just like another company. So I guess just having a good support and knowing that the people I work with directly aren't like that. So that's been good.
Okay, so during the COVID-19 pandemic, was it hard to work in an area that involved like safety protocols, like social distancing, face masks or something like that? Was it difficult?
Yeah, well, I was working at the Canberra Hospital, like the expansion job. So our job was kind of labelled emergency. So I think I had a week break when lockdown started and then they got us straight back into working.
Hey.
But we did have to wear face masks all the time, which was so difficult, especially when you're sweating. It's basically like trying to run and then you've got a mask on. My upper lip, it was terrible. But I think because also we were outside as well, so we were able to be away from people but still work, which was actually pretty good. And I'm kind of really grateful to be able to work through that, to get out of the house and have that time. I feel like compared to other people, I really got it lucky, you know? Get out and like still be with people and socialise that wasn't my family. Like it was like the biggest blessing in that time.
Honestly, I would have been so jealous. And I'm sure I was at the time actually talking to you about it. Because I, during lockdown, was watching Harry Potter movie marathons with my dad. Like, I went insane.
Yeah, and it was really good as well because I don't think anyone really got sick either with it. I think I got COVID and ended up having to have the 2 weeks off. But besides that, it didn't really spread in my company or do anything like that.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
So what advice would you like to give to other women who are thinking about going to a career in the trades?
I guess just take the chance. You might be really scared and nervous, but after a while, it'll either work or it won't work. And it's like any kind of job in a way, you know? Once you get started and get involved, you're like, oh, this isn't that scary.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in here, Zali. Your story has been so interesting and an inspiration to young women. So it's really cool that we're able to get that out there and broadcast this, because you never know who it might reach and who it might influence.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you,
Beautiful
Zali.
chat.